IKhanWhisper here for Mission 3, Beware False Prophets of Dawn of War 3. So driven by prophecy, the Eldar invasion of Cyprus Ultima begins. All threats, human and orc alike, must be eliminated to protect the future they envision. Warboss Gidstampa is stubborn prey, however, forcing the subtle hand of Farseer Macha. The Eldar warlord Kyr was obsessed with the prophecy of Cain and sent his army to Cyprus to await the re-emergence of the wandering world. But Kyr's army met unexpected resistance from the local orcs. Kyr sent the Farseer Macha to assist his forces. Intense battles going on there. Their armored weapons are pretty cool. Based upon her auguries, Macha did not trust the prophecy. That's the main hero of the Eldar here, and suspected there were sinister forces at work. We're in the Badlands. Cyprus Ultima. These orcs. She said something. I missed it. I will need to fight through them in order to take command of the Eldar here. Alright, we gotta rescue the Eldar. Did she take out all those orcs herself? That's pretty impressive. Looks like we're deep in orc-controlled territory here. And she can throw her spear and detonate it like that, which is really powerful. Okay, all the Eldar are under attack here. Orcs are attacking the webway gate. Defend it with your lives. She's like throwing death lightning out of her hand. Lost a lot of Eldar there, though. The orcs are pretty tough, and the Eldar are pretty squishy. Form up on me. We will smash the orcs' lines to reach our something. Keep your battle focus honed. If damage strains your focus, pull back to webway gate. That will restore it more quickly. Okay. That's that pink bar there. Okay. I think I will read a bit about the Eldar from the Warhammer 40k wiki while I play this. In some of the slower parts, fall back to the webblade portal. Okay, we don't have to do that yet. I should use the plasma grenades that the Dire Avengers carry, but I forget to a lot. I wish you could just kind of set them up to auto-use it or something if there's more than so many enemies around. So she can also do this stasis move, but no one can attack while she's doing it. They can't be attacked or attack. Okay, we'll just finish off these last guys. And then head over here to the main Eldar camp that we have to reinforce. But yeah, I forget to use a lot of the active abilities because every single unit has them, so you'd have to switch through them all. That's a lot to keep track of. swarm of orcs. Vipers. They can drop these like slow grenades. So those are all melee orcs. So we're gonna cut them down before they get to us. Or get to the ranged guys at least. Farseer Macha, thank you. We yield command of this war host to you. Okay. These orcs are numerous and reasonably disciplined, yet the war boss does not show himself. Only by killing him can we destabilize the orcs. Perhaps destroying his Wa towers will draw him out. That's one way to anger the orcs. Okay, and now let's read some from the wiki while we set about destroying the towers. Here we have a quote from Imperial Commander Abriel Hum. Trust not in their appearance, for the Eldar are as utterly alien to good, honest men as the vile Tyranids and savage orcs. They are capricious and fickle, attacking without cause or warning. There is no understanding them, for there is nothing to understand. They are a random force in the universe. And then just a summary on them. The Eldar, or Eldari, as they were known in the Eldar lexicon before the fall of their lost realm, are an ancient humanoid alien race whose vast empire once extended the width and breadth of the known galaxy. Their empire was without equal, and they counted themselves masters of the universe, or of the stars. I don't know where I got universe from. But millennia ago, their overweening pride and their fall into hedonistic practices led to a cataclysm that all but eradicated their kind and led to the birth of the chaos god Slanesh. Despite their boundless power, the heart of their civilization was torn out by this catastrophe of their own making, forcing the surviving Eldar to flee upon gigantic continent-sized starships called craft worlds. Now they cling to survival by a thread, fighting the horrors of the galaxy. We got a bonus objective here to build a sky something so that we can build more vipers. Okay. Though highly advanced and feared across the galaxy, the Eldar are a dying people, a shadow of their former glory, and their race teeters on the brink of annihilation. So yeah, they'll talk about their craft worlds a lot. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, sometimes they do try to help out, and in the book Fulgrim, the Eldar actually meet with Fulgrim and try to warn him about Horus being tainted by chaos and the coming Horus heresy. But Fulgrim had already been tainted by chaos at that point, so he doesn't heed their warning and they get into a battle. Let's see what else to read here. Thousand Suns, which was really good. But anyway, he said, for the ancient Eldari, life was a cycle of birth, the fulfillment of desire, and a comfortable death, safe in the knowledge the soul would live again. The birth of their nemesis, the dark god Slanesh, shattered that cycle forever. Now these once great starfarers cower in the shadows, too afraid of their own lusts to embrace the full spectrum of sensation. It is a fate they justly deserve. In truth, there can be no escape from the doom they have brought upon themselves. Not this side of the grave. Fate is a cruel mistress, and not to be courted lightly. So, that sounds like a quote from Ahriman after he's been chaos. But in the book The Thousand Suns, in the beginning, they encounter some old, kind of like Eldar ruins and statues and things. And that part's pretty cool, but the remnants there were tainted by chaos, and they encounter that. And they also encounter like I forget what they call it. It's not a webway gate, that's what the Eldar call those little things, but it was some kind of, I don't know, framework type thing that they could use to travel around without going through the warp. And there was an entrance there. So we just encountered some orcs with rocket launchers, which I don't think we've seen before. And it really messed up that Viper. Did a lot of damage to that. Not sure how much it does to infantry. It doesn't look like it's as devastating. Oh, we gotta get this guy out of here. Okay. Gotta get that other guy out of there too. There's one guy with a missile launcher. Oh, they just dropped in more orcs. Gotta fight these guys off. Why does that group have a number 3 above them? That group of orcs. Oh, they destroyed the focus of the main Eldar lady. What is she? Something matcha. But I'm bringing in reinforcements. So here you can connect the webways, and so you can have them teleport to other buildings, I believe. So I kept those orcs in stasis until reinforcements arrived. I guess that's when that actually comes in handy, because otherwise it doesn't seem. Well, I guess you could run her up to like some really damaging opponents and put them in stasis while you fight the rest of the army. I could see that being good. Okay, tower number 2 goes down. The orcs are sending a convoy to reinforce. If they arrive safely, they will attack us. Destroy them, lest they unleash their deadly cargo. So they got some war trucks here, but this is what these Vipers specialize in, is taking out vehicles. the stars completely. Yet for all their splendor and might, the Eldar brought a terrible curse upon themselves that sundered their empire forever, leaving the ravaged fragments of their race teetering on the brink of annihilation. All of the Eldar alive today are essentially a refugee population, the scattered remains of a formerly vast interstellar empire. Even in such straits, however, they are still a deadly and influential force in the galaxy. Once, over 10,000 years past, the Eldar were perhaps the most powerful race in existence, dominating a significant portion of the galaxy and secure in their prosperity. Although there were other intelligent races who possessed advanced technology and potent military power in the galaxy, none were in a position to seriously threaten the state of the Eldar Empire. When it came, the disaster for the Eldar people was self-inflicted. Lost in the vastness of space, the craft worlds float in utter isolation like scattered jewels upon a pall of velvet. Distant from the warmth of sun or planet, their domes gaze into the darkness of empty space. Inner lights glisten like phosphorus through semi-transparent surfaces. Within them live the survivors of a civilization abandoned aeons ago amidst terrifying destruction. These are the Eldar, a race that is all but extinct, the last remnants of a people whose mere dreams once overturned worlds and quenched suns. The starfaring history of the Eldar is long indeed, and encompasses glories and sorrows alike. When their empire was at its height, their homeworlds were paradises, their powers godlike, and their armies unsurpassed. As the centuries slid past, their status as lords of the galaxy bred an arrogance that led to a cataclysmic end. A proportion of their race survived that dark time by fleeing from disaster upon the great vessels known as craft worlds. Others settled verdant planets far from the heart of the Empire, and still more hid in private realms of their own making. Yet there was no real escape from what was to come. And some turned into the Dark Eldar, which are just like raiders and pirates and are chaos tainted and evil. There's a lot of these wikis there's a lot of content on them, a lot of interesting things to weed through. I meant to say read through, but I guess weed through makes sense too. The death of an empire. There's a ton of stuff. Let me pick something. I don't think I have time to go through each of these sections here, so it's like the entire history of the Eldar Empire, which looks really cool, but I think we'll go into that in another video. Let's see if I can find a shorter segment here. It was easier for the orcs, I think. The Eldar one is like quadruple as long. So yeah, if you guys like this and want me to keep reading things like that, there's definitely not a shortage of content to read through. Each of these sections is like a book on its own. But I just want to find a little self-contained section here. So here's the last tower that we're destroying. So we should be able to draw out the boss himself. Your puny pointy ears destroyed my beautiful wah towers. If you got something to say to me, come say it to my face if you're not too scared. Come with me, Eldar. The time has come to remove this fool from the board. Okay, and we are approaching his last little holdout here. Joke's on you, Eldar. I've got a nasty surprise for you. Fire. Hey, Kid Stompa, Gorgut's here. Consider yourself backstabbed. Gorguts, that sneaky git will pay. So that's the gun that we prepared for him in the last mission. It seems our prey has been betrayed. Quickly, we must seize this chance. But he is very tough. So, I like how it has a health bar for him at the top here. But he is just easily destroying everybody. Get in here and help me out. So he's calling reinforcements. A lot of reinforcements. Yeah. And their machine guns are tearing into my main champion here, which she actually dies, but for the Eldar leader, she can come back to life when she dies and doesn't actually die. So luckily for me, I didn't have to redo the whole mission right there. But my force is getting pretty destroyed because he can blow up my vehicles in 2 hits and destroy my units in a couple hits as well. So we're gonna need to get some reinforcements in here while I look for something tiny to read. Here we go. What does that say? Anatomy and physiology. Superficially, the Eldar appear very similar to humans in their anatomy, although the comparison can only be made on a superficial basis, for in their minds and souls, the Eldar are truly alien. The Eldar stand taller than a man, with longer, cleaner limbs and handsome, striking features. Their skin is pale and unblemished as polished marble, yet with a surprisingly supple strength hiding behind it. That's a weird way to say that, but I've rebuilt my reinforcement army there. Gotta take out these grenade launcher guys. They're causing some trouble here. So when the main Eldar lady doesn't have her focus, that pink bar, she's pretty squishy. I think that probably goes for all the Eldar. episode, we are tearing into Orc Boss Gid Stompa pretty good. He doesn't have any more reinforcements to call on. Without her spear, she's just punching him in the back. Let's get these reinforcements up there, even though they're not going to make it in time. There we go. We prevail, and the field is secure. Our hope was that killing this war boss would destabilize the orcs. However, this Gorguts that orchestrated the deed is already poised to replace him. So that plan's not going to work. That Eldar symbol is interesting. Okay. So let's see what they say after the mission here. Autarch Kyre, your sword wind is victorious and our positions are secure. Excellent, and the war boss, he is dead. Indeed, I took command of the floundering war host and secured his demise. However, I fear this victory will not disrupt the orcs. The war boss was betrayed, with another orc poised to replace him. The beasts fight each other for power. I see our aim achieved. You're right, yet my unease remains. It's the same disquiet I have for the prophecy. Prophecy's not your concern. Inner Circle has interpretations. Of course, Autarch. Something about the Human Inquisitor. Possession of an artifact that is ours, and we need to get it back. How can I serve? I have no need of you. Stand down. My counsel is refused at every turn. So I don't know why that head Eldar guy is such a jerk. But I guess we'll find out in later missions. Well, let me know if you guys enjoyed the video with a comment or a like. Let me know if you are enjoying the facts and quotes about Warhammer 40k races that I have been reading off and on throughout the episode. And I will see you guys in the next video.